Hello and welcome to another Minecraft Let's Build. Today I'm going to be building a castle. It's going to have a courtyard, it's going to have towers, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be crazy, it's going to be, well, you'll see for yourself. This piece of music is Hall of the Mountain King by Kevin MacLeod, or performed by Kevin MacLeod. It wasn't written by him. I don't know who it was written by. Probably some person. So as I'm just going to lay out the foundations here. It's always good to have a good plan before you start, so you can work out how big everything is. I was going to build this just in a normal world, but I thought I'd keep it on the same build, the same world file as my last build, which you may have seen for the 50th video special. So you might see glimpses of that in the background. But this is the same map. I use World Edit to cut out all of the background world, so it's just an empty space, which is good for building. So you can see here I've got two medium-sized square towers, a big circular tower and two small circular towers. Also laid out the walls. I got the tower placement slightly wrong here, but I've put them right. There you can see I'm starting to replace the wall with a different material. Really get into the habit of using less epic music because I really don't want to talk over it. It's so great. But I've just built a couple of these towers. I'm using the half steps, which if you can spawn in the block of the half steps, so you don't have to place twice for every one block. It's a tip if you're using half steps. Just Google Minecraft ID list. Possible link in the description. I use it a lot, especially when using World Edit and stuff, which I'm not using here, because my computer can't really handle it. Or the one I'm building on can't, but the one I'm recording on can. I use this music as the introduction to my Harry Potter playthrough. If you haven't seen that, I'll be sure to link it in the description or at the end. Go and check it out. It's pretty cool. Just finished the first game. Or actually, looking at my schedule, I will finish the first game tomorrow, so go and check that out, link at the end. Moving on to the second square tower. They aren't quite square, I realise in post-production, but there's nothing I can do about that now. I hadn't looked at the footage while I was building. Possibly it's just a point of view I'm looking at it, but they're not square. It's fine, my OCD can handle it. Can't handle the cows though. I really don't like how there are cows in the middle of this castle. If you're wondering what that blue block is, it's to mark the middle, so I don't have to keep counting it every time. I just like to be sure that I'm sort of centralising everything. I don't think I actually use it at all, but it's good to know. It's good to know. So here I'm just decorating the towers slightly because they're very sheer faces, so you've got to sort of add a bit of decoration to make them sort of not just blend into the background. I'm not using like half steps or anything because I want the sort of sheer pointed effect. And I'm just going to extend that around onto the other faces of these towers. There goes the end of the music. It's all royalty-free music. I'm not stealing it. Not stealing it. Don't worry, YouTube. Don't revoke my account. This wall has a slightly different pattern on, as you can see. It's because it's more compact, and so it's easier to manage. You can see the cobblestone inside the towers. That's to mark off where the floor and ceiling are going to be. If I ever get around to doing interior design, it's always the last thing that ends up being done. And here the walls. I'm making the walls out of cobblestone. Some people think that nothing can ever look good if you make it out of cobblestone, but I quite like cobblestone. You know, used in moderation. It's all good. Get a good view of my building skin here. It's different to my playing skin. I thought it would be quite nice to build as a digger. I mean, not a literal digger, not like a JCB. Although, yeah, they are diggers. See, I'm using a sort of turret pattern there between the towers. Now this wall is going to be slightly different because the walkway bit is going to be at the top. On that top line you can see there. So I need to make some sort of support structure for it, some arches or something. And then I do the bottom wall in a similar style to the first wall, except more compact. I haven't built the large tower yet. You'll see that in the second episode. And now we move around to the front of this fort, castle place to finish off the front wall and put in a gate. That's the end of that piece of music. I do like that piece of music. You'll hear it a lot in my videos. It's one of my favourites of Kevin MacLeod. I don't know how to say his name. If I get it wrong, correct me in the comments. If you saw the sun there just teleporting, it's because I've set up a command block so that every 5 minutes it sets it back to day. So it's always day for when I'm recording, so you don't get a weird sort of wavy pattern. You're seeing this in ×2 speed. I'm not just building really quickly, or really slowly, if it looks that way to you. Yeah, I did the turrets a bit wrong there, so you saw them glitch slightly. Here, just adding a bit more decoration to the front wall, just so it's not as flat. Now we're moving on to the roofs of the square turrets, square castle, what are they called? Battlements, that's it. Sorry if my castle lingo is not up to scratch. I haven't been to a castle in a while. Now we move on to extending this turret up. It's going to be the tallest of the castle. Well, because of YouTube time restraints, we're going to have to cut it there, but be sure to check back to my channel in a few days for more Minecraft Let's Build a Castle.